All right, good afternoon to you. The time right about now is 29 minutes going into the hour, and we will be starting conversations earlier than usual because we have guests in the studio, and this conversation, like I am being told, is going to be an interesting and intriguing one, and we will be learning a lot from this conversation, especially for those of us who are into informal business and those of us who belong to the informal business community. I have the Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform in the studio right about now, and we will be having the program for the next 30 minutes. And you should know that this radio program is in collaboration with the Niger Delta Budget Monitoring Group and also funded by Oxfam Nigeria. I am Canada, the man of the people, and conversation starts now. Good afternoon to everyone in the studio. I didn't get your names. I asked for the names and I didn't get your name, but good afternoon to everyone in the studio.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let's start with the very primary basic question, and I mean the most important one, if I must say. But I would like you guys to introduce yourself first of all. Let's have you introduce yourself from my left here.
I'm Mr. Simeon Olodi.
You're Mr.
Simeon Olodi.
All right, and
all right, my name is Idomasi Smart.
Okay, Smart. Your name is?
Unyeka Ozioma Glory is my name.
All right. So, what is the Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform? First of all, let's start from there.
The Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform.
You didn't tell us your name.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let me quickly say that. Amechi Kelechi Justin is my name.
All right, welcome.
And I'm the coordinator of the Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform.
All right, welcome.
An affiliate of the National Tax Justice and Governance Platform of Nigeria. We are a socio-economic justice movement.
All right.
We are, really concerned about tax issues, not just taxes, but levies too, that concerns the people at the local government level. So we represent equitable, just, fair, and taxes that actually do not undermine the prosperity of the everyday Nigerian.
All right.
And favors only the big corporations and big businesses. So we're looking at a tax administration system that is good for everybody, that's good enough for everybody,
okay,
and everybody has, to pay their own fair share of taxes. And we equally understand that the best and most effective ways to fund any kind of development in the country are through taxes and levies. So the Tax Justice Platform, supported by Oxfam Nigeria, has for quite some time, for quite a period of time now, engaged in having conversations with critical stakeholders, government actors, and the business community. But our real target, or real constituency, people will really feel that should be supported more are the people in the informal sector, the petty traders, the artisans, the small farmers, business people, the hair salon women, the barber shop, So we don't want to see them taxed out of the economy.
I get.
We want them to be taxed into the economy so that there is an inclusive economy, so that more people will participate in the economy and more people are empowered to pay taxes.
All right. If I understand you very well, you're saying your primary function is to monitor the taxing system, the taxation system in the country, or would I say in Rivers State, but more specifically in the local government areas?
In the country in general, of course, we have the national body and the sub-national body at the state level. So at the state level, we engage and collaborate with people at the local government level. So it is an all-inclusive system.
All right.
So it's not like just local government and state alone. We talk about tax policies, tax legislations at the federal, at the state level, and at the local government level.
So you mentioned that you have conversations with government, informal business owners. You have conversations with people in general in terms of taxation. There is the belief in Nigeria. I mean, if you open the phone lines, a lot of people will tell you that many Nigerians don't pay tax. So I'm wondering how you engage, the state actors and non-state actors, how you bring people, bring them and, bring the conversation of taxation. I'm wondering how you do that.
I think for us, the Tax Justice and Governance platform, we do not, engage with our emotions. We basically deal with facts, right? Evidence and, information. So I think from the research we've done so far, people pay taxes. People actually pay taxes. Like the research we did about, taxation in the informal sector in the state. We found out that quite, a good number of percentage of small businesses also pay taxes, to the extent that they are even overtaxed. Right. Because, you are aware of the issue of multiple taxation. Yeah. And the good thing is the Rivers State government has talked about a harmonized tax system, including levies and all of that, Because sometimes when you just say taxes, people say, but local government people just pay levies. These are all taxes, no matter the nomenclature. If one pays for parking a taxi here, pays for dropping there, pays, at the end of the day, how much do they go home with? You've taken it from them, so it's a tax, it's a levy, something they're paying. So we try to make sure the public and the government actors understand that this payment that comes from businesses and individuals are actually taxed. You're taxing them, they're paying. So we want to see a situation where the tax system enables people to prosper, so that more people are captured in the tax. And we actually, when we engage the informal sector, we tell them why it is their responsibility to pay tax. Because without taxation, you can't really have development. We're just fortunate we have the natural resource, oil, but at some point that might even dry up. When it dries up, you'll fall back to taxes. And when you look at the global
economy
space,
it
is the countries that have actually made progress and developed just through taxation. Most of them don't have the kind of mineral or natural resources that we have here.
Okay, you mentioned the research and your statistics show you that Nigerians pay tax. I'm very much interested in the number of people who pay, and I agree with you. A lot of people in the local government. We have for instance, in Obiakpo, there is the joke that they do, Obiakpo boys, right? We know all of those things, the tax force and all. But really, what is the statistics of people who pay tax? I remember recently, I think the River State Internal Revenue Service, came out with, some taxing scheme for the informal sector. But really, what is the data for people who pay tax, especially in
I know in the informal sector we have over 75% or even close to 80% that pay.
All right.
You understand? So people pay because, they are daily income earners. And once either you're at the market or you're a shop, when they come, if you've not paid, they get to confiscate your goods. And so for you to stay in business, you have to pay. But the problem is not just the pay. Sometimes even the mode of collection. In trying to collect, there are rights infractions, there are abuses, people's goods are confiscated, destroyed, and all of that. And you don't even seem to get any kind of compensation for that, or even there are no consequences for, the bullying, the abuse, and violation of rights. So the Tax Justice, Rivers Tax Justice platform is also concerned about that. I'm also worried that, it has become a recurring decimal that each time tax forces go out there to drive the tax process and get people to pay their taxes, a lot of rights infractions are committed, and nobody seems to be held accountable.
All right. I'm happy that there is a Rivers Tax Justice and Governance platform, because I feel like you guys do an amazing job after hearing all the things that you do. But I'm wondering how COVID-19 has affected the movements. I call it the movement because, I mean, you guys are doing something noble. But then let's hear from you, madam. How has COVID-19 affected, the movement, so to say?
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start by saying that, the focus is on small-scale traders.
True.
And we have those selling ogo, those selling petty things along the roadside, both in the marketplaces. You get some of them. Their trade is basically on a small-scale level. And now, some of them, they live from hand to mouth.
All right.
And the issue of COVID-19 took them by surprise. Some never knew that it was going to linger till this time.
All right.
And you can imagine when somebody lives from hand to mouth, on daily basis, is what they sold, they eat from. And for this period of time, you can imagine how such persons are surviving. So the effect of COVID-19 on these small-scale businesses, it's something that we cannot really that's overemphasize. The reason is that so many of these persons are suffering, and some have gone begging because of the lockdown and locked out of their trade centers. So the hunger level is quite on the rise, and so many persons are really suffering. And when we bring in the taxing system, like he said, you see that so many of them has even gone hawking. And on the process, some of them are being bullied by this tax force.
All right.
So it's quite frustrating.
All right.
Yes.
But now, Amaechi made a very, vital point when he said that, taxes are used for the development in our society, right? And so if I pay my tax, then that means I'm entitled to some, developmental blessing, so to say, from the government, yeah? So if that is the case, what has the government done for these petty traders? Because we know multiple taxation over the years, has been the case of the informal sector. Really, what can you say the government, because the shared palliatives we had during the lockdown, I wasn't there, we had. Really, what can we say has been the case for the informal sector?
Okay, let me go this way. When we talk about the issue of palliative, to some extent, if you watch out the way the palliative is being shared, some persons are being denied of these rights. And some persons might say they received. But when you check very well, you find out that to some extent, so many persons, majority of these traders, did not get this palliative. And at the end of the day, the case will be that the palliative have been given to traders, to help cushion the effect of COVID-19. But then, the palliative did not get to them. I seated here. I did not see any palliative, and I'm amongst the...
What kind of business do you do?
Okay, I'm into toiletries.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
In my one market.
All right, interesting. And my one market was locked down for...
Almost 3 months now.
Wow. Okay, so I have so many questions in my head, and I'm looking at the time now. But really, how do we go about this now? What can we demand? Because now I feel like I'm part of you people now. What can we demand, from the government? Because we know that the government has not given us the palliatives for our businesses, for the informal sector, and we deserve it because we pay tax, right? So what then can we demand? Because this is a platform where we can demand from the government. What should we be asking, if we were called?
All right. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Idoma Smart.
All right, welcome.
I work with Quebec Kase Women Development and Resource Center, and I'm a member of Impact Justice Platform in Rivers State. Well, just like what you have just said or asked, what can we demand from the government? If we want to demand things from the government, we are going to demand so many. But I'm going to just mention few things that
the
the government
important ones,
can do.
the important
Just
ones,
in this kind of lockdown situation we are, government should be able to caution all these boys going around collecting taxes from these women, from cars, from vehicles, that they should stop it for now. Because those people don't have any means of providing money for their family to feed them. And you can see those buses on the street, you see those cows still standing to collect money, 200 naira from them. KK people pay 500 naira.
Even in the COVID-19 situation?
Even in this COVID-19, I'm telling you what I know and what I've investigated in what do they call Rumukurushi. Those people pay 500 naira a day, and that 500 naira is not among the daily ticket they are going to pay. After paying it, you will still pay your 100 naira for whatever reason. So government should be able to tell these people, or local government, if they work for local government, as some of them claim, local government should be able to tell them, leave these people for now. Allow them to be, because there is no money. They are not making ends as it used to be. If you can see, government give order that a motorist should not be carrying more than 3 passengers in their vehicle. And you can see, if you carry 3, if you used to charge like maybe 150 per person and you carry 4, and you get up to 500, and now you carry 3 and you charge maybe still that same 150. What do you get from it? Absolutely nothing. So government should be able to pass instruction, pass an order to all these people that they should stop this. It's just like you go back, looking around. If you turn, you will see that market women, even in this lockdown, some of them have been locked out of their market from their business places. And those of them who still try to go out, maybe hold something in the hand to just, madam, will you buy? And they give it to you. See, those task forces will still
collect and bully
chase
them.
after them, bully them, destroy those markets. I've witnessed where the task force people pour kerosene and in an old woman market, and these are perishable goods, and they throw it away. So government should be able to caution these people that for now they should stop it, and multiple taxation should be stopped. Because what are they using the tax for? The tax is supposed to be used for infrastructure, to develop the citizens, to develop the country for people to enjoy.
I agree, and develop the marketplaces as well.
Yes.
But now I have a question.
Okay.
Because now I've listened to the three of you speak, and Amaechi Kelechi, you mentioned the fact that one of the things that this movement does track is the destruction of goods of the traders and the informal business owners there. I'm thinking okay, now these people get their goods. I've seen when, I think one time at Rumokoro, another time at Choba, when the task force on illegal trading seized the goods of people and destroyed certain shops and all. Do you have a formal catalog of all of this incident? Because if you were to make a case, you would be asked to bring a documentation of all the incidents that have happened. Okay, this Madam Nkechi Gary was poured on the floor. Madam, you get the point where I'm coming from. Do we have a list of all of these people who have been bullied, whose fundamental human rights have been trampled upon?
At this moment, we don't have that because of the restrictions in movement and business activities. You go around the market, it's difficult for you to find the traders. They're all scattered, and some are trying to make a living in other ventures and all of that. So, but when all of this is over, and we expect that it's over very soon, we'll begin to do that. It's something that we've set out to do. We're going to do it. We're going to have a register of rights abuse of traders and small businesses in River State. Whether you're in Ahoda East, you're in Ahoda West, you're in Boni, whoever will try and do something about that. So we're working on that. And we also would encourage government, not just from the civil society or the Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform angle. We expect that government on its own should have some kind of space for those kind of registrations where people can come and complain, or even hotlines. When this happens, you can go and register your complaint, and government will hold those found
guilty accountable. Have you reported to the police, to the government, any of because you seem to have a lot of statistics on these illegal, I'll call it illegal, irregularities. Do you have any formal complaint to the police, to Do you?
The truth is that even though you complain, these people work with police.
Okay.
Like if you listen, I don't know if you heard about the incident that happened during March when a police lady was killed. Was killed in a car. She was trying to defend an innocent poor old widow that her goods should not be taken away. In the process, she was killed, and it would have been that woman that they wanted to kill, but it was a police woman that decided to go in for that woman, and the case would have been totally killed if it was that old widow that was killed. But because it was a police officer that was killed, that was why you heard about that. They tried to do something about it. Although till today we have not still heard about the case. But these people work with police. So even when you go to them, you will not still have a concrete answer or response to this issue. But just like what you say, it's still good that we still report it. Still make an attempt. Still make an effort to report it.
All right. Now we've got 10 minutes left on the clock. We will have to wrap things up very soon. So I'm going to open the phone lines. If you are a petty trader and you can relate to some of the things that are being said in the studio, I'd like to hear from you, and we'd like to get your contributions, how we can take this movement forward. The reason why we're on radio is so that we can, reach to the hands. Everybody that is reachable, all the relevant authorities. I'm coming. So the numbers to call in are 0810-9510-951 and 0817-000-0951. Remember, this is a radio program sponsored by Oxfam Nigeria and in collaboration with the Niger Delta Budget Monitoring Group. We have members of the Rivers Tax Justice and Governance Platform in the studio. All right, 95.1 FM. We lost that call to call us back, and we will take your contributions and we will take your messages. So now, some of this business are still under lock and key. If I may ask, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are under lock and key. So how do we begin to strategize? Because government keeps saying, Nigerians, Rivers people are very stubborn, they don't like to obey no directives, they don't like to obey the guidelines put for their own safety. So how do we win the trust of government to allow us to go back to our shops, our marketplaces, so that we can trade and we can survive and we can feed our children? Let's get to hear from you now, yeah?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Simeon Olodi.
All right.
I just said it.
All right.
The issue of coming in with the government is all about, according to the news which will be here so far, for past some days or some months ago, there's talk about for regarding the market and those areas. Maybe sometimes going to the market and wash your hand, then you find a way of doing things. Maybe you have a place that you can go to keep by your side in your shop, then you wash your hand. But in nutshell, what we are talking about now is we are talking about since the COVID-19 have already started in Nigeria today, and the excess of this COVID-19 have caused a lot of damage in Nigeria today. One, if you are talking about the COVID-19, you could see that lockdown have followed. Inside COVID-19, we are having what we call lockdown.
All right.
Then ever since then, in the past 3 months, 2 months ago, and 3 months now, some of the market is not yet open. Some of the petty traders that are not operating. Is the difference between one going to your shop and ask you to move out from your shop to the outside? What you sold in a day is not what you have to feed your family. What you sold in a day is not what you're going to feed your family. Because you being in your shop and selling things in your shop, you could see there will be a great difference compared to somebody who push you out of your shop.
So if I understand you very well, you're saying that there is a need for us to open back the shops and the market stalls, if I understand you very well.
Yeah, they're very necessary for one to open the shops. Then you have to say you are in your own shops.
But the question I'm asking is, what strategy? Because a lot of market people, will not obey. I mean, I've seen it. I have been there and I've seen it. A lot of market people will not obey the directives. You know, have your, like, I'm seeing your sanitizers now. I'm seeing your facial mask. A lot of people will not do all of this. And the question is, what is the strategy? What is the means you would use to, you know, instruct all of these stubborn traders to actually obey government, so government can trust the market people and open the markets in totality? Okay, let's hear from you.
The trust so far in the government is all about, as they already started with the task force. Then, if the market is open right away now, then the promulgating of the market, you will first flow in the market so that the market will be secured. And people believe that the market is not sensitizing based on any forces or anything that can be able to affect in the market. Then the conditions of this face mask and washing your hands and everything have to take place in your shop.
All right. Okay. Let's hear from you.
Okay. From the look of things, I'm still Lozioma Onyeka.
Of course you are. Go ahead.
Okay, from the look of things, like if you ply my tree, you find out that there are these giant buckets that you can wash your hands. That's running waters to wash hands. I think if the government will try to see how these things can be put in place, like from what I heard, the markets have been fumigated.
Yeah.
And they've done a little sanitizing of the market to help traders trade whenever they reopen the market. So if they can put in place buckets for hand wash and also maybe have task force to regulate and enforce the activities of people, how people move, and probably shops can have their buckets by the side so that people can wash their hands and also sanitize their hands. Then the issue of nose masks should be a compulsory one, so that people can start up trading again, because it might not be very easy for people after this time. If the lockdown continues,
there might be the hunger pandemic.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear from you, Madam Smart. A very quick one. I heard you talk about, actually a question, say, what do you want government to do? And you talked about making sure those boys who collect money, are asked to go home. So do you think a tax relaxation will help the traders boost back their businesses? Because I'm hoping, by the way, that, the governor can hear us now, and he has some kind of scheme for traders, to help them boost back their business. But while we're waiting for that, do you think, if you go to the market and you're able to sell for 1, 2, 3, 4 months without anybody coming to take tax from you, that your business will be up and running and, back to normal?
Well, it might not really, but to an extent, it will help. Because if you sell, in short, government should be able to make, if they want the market people to pay tax, it should be genuine and direct. There should be form of identification, provide and give to those people that work for them. And they will be able to let the market people know that if anybody that comes to your shop or to your marketplace to get money from you, if the person doesn't show you this genuine ID or this thing, don't pay tax. So if they said in a month they should pay a form of maybe 500 naira, it will be okay. And if they sell in a few months without them paying multiple taxation, it will help them. Because it's multiple taxation they are paying. They pay in the money in a day. Okay, Popular Oil Mill, one person will pay tax up to 7,000 in a day.
So ahead.
I'm telling you, you are saying so you heard. I mean something. I've gone to oil mill market and stood like this, watch what those boys did to those women. This one will come drop ticket, this one will come drop ticket. At the end they will say it's 500. This one will come and say my own is 1,000. This one will say this is for chairman, it's 1,000. This is for youth, it's 500. At the end of the day, and if you remember that last year, a woman was killed, a pregnant woman was killed in the area of collecting tax, and she drank her goods, and the guy pushed the woman and she was pregnant. She died at the spot. So if they stop multiple taxation, for me it should be stopped.
All right.
Finally, multiple taxation should be stopped.
All right. Now let's quickly take calls. We're out of time. I'm going to give some extra 5 minutes to the conversation. Let's quickly take some calls. 95 for 1FM. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm calling you from Rumek.
From Rumek.
I am calling you from Rumek.
All right. Fine. You're welcome. Talk to me now. Yeah.
Yes, you see, I like this program you are just anchoring now. You understand? And I can see the anger in the woman there too, that you really have the people in mind. My brother, they should free people in some certain things over this issue. Let people recover. Because if they didn't, it will affect our economy. You understand? The rate of that tax is too much. If some of these people have money, some of them, even because of tax, they can't rent shop. Imagine the kind of amount they are calling there, and it's not fair at all. Some of these people are old women, and they get frustrated. Some of them, nobody take care of them. They trade on this to survive. We all are human beings. We should try to consider, just like what she said at that email. If you witness what they are doing, even to the grandmother of their own parents, those tax collectors there, you pity those women. Something should be done about it, please. I'm happy you bring up this program.
All right, thank you very much for calling in there. We've got to go. 95.1 FM, what's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Good afternoon, Canada. I'm Wisdom calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Wisdom from Port Harcourt, welcome.
Please, my own concern is this multiple taxation in the market. You see, even this end market that you go to get things, the market is blocked. If you see what this youth do to women in the market, you see a woman that just that is selling something like ginger. This ginger that might go up to 1,000 naira. This person will come and collect 100 naira. This person will come and collect 100 naira. And they don't give any ticket. I almost had issues with some of them when I went to market on Monday. That is what they do to all the women. I think and the open gate for all the trade boys to come and be taxing this woman market. And there's nothing you can do. If you don't pay, they seize your market. Maybe a market of 800 naira. When they seize it, when they the office, it's 5,000 naira to collect it. Although it's just empathetic. Government should ensure that they stop this issue from intimidating and harassing women in the market. Go to the market by 6 o'clock in the morning. You will sit there. 4 o'clock, sit there. Every morning, it doesn't come and go. It doesn't come and go. It doesn't come and go. So a market that is not worth 1,000 naira, the person will spend 800 naira.
All right.
It's very annoying.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in there. I'll take a few more calls and we wrap things up. 0817 000 0951. And 0810951091. And I'm also going to use this platform to make an appeal to the Governor of Rivers State, Your Excellency, Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike. You should call your boys to order, like I would always say on the show. It's all for the development of Rivers State. It's all